This is an activity that we've done a lot in the past. It's a fun one. It actually is based on map making. When you look at most maps, you'll notice that the different countries or different states or whatever they're showing you are actually different. They paint them different colors on the map, so it makes it easier to see where one country stops and the other begins. So we're going to do the same kind of idea, except we're just going to think of it as a design. But if you want to think of it as a map, that's fine too. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to draw an outline for my design. You could cover the whole piece of paper if you wanted to. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller. And I'm going to draw a series of shapes as if they were countries. Now, if you want to, as I said, if you want to pretend it's a map and make believe these countries and give them names and everything, that's great. But my whole point is I'm drawing a bunch of shapes here. Now, I'm drawing it with pencil first because I'm going to go over it with pen. You could do that or not. It doesn't really matter, that part of it. I don't want it to be too complex. I don't want too many different shapes in here. So I'm just going to kind of go with that. That's going to be my design. Okay, now, here's the idea. Actually, I am going to go over this in marker right now. All right. If you want, here's something you can do. This is the way a lot of comic artists work, for example, is they draw it in pencil, go over it in pen, and then just erase all the stray pencil lines. That can make your picture look a little bit nicer. Because the pen, once the ink dries, the pen's not going to disappear with the eraser. Okay, so there's my shapes. Now, what I'm going to do is choose 4 colors. I can use crayons, markers, any kind of thing I want, really, but I'm going to choose 4 colors. Now, here's my 4 colors. I'm going to use colored pencils. You should be able to color any design you come up with 4 colors and never have the same color touching and two shapes next to each other. Now you can have, let's see if there's an example here. You can have 2 colors meet at a point, but they can't be next to each other on the side. So for example, if I start and color this one here, I'm just going to kind of color these quickly. Ordinarily, I might be a little bit more precise. In fact, I'll go back over them and make them a little more precise later on. But if I'm coloring this one red, here's a way of thinking of it. If I'm coloring this shape red, all right, now I've got red, blue, yellow, and green. This shape can be what colors? Well, it could be blue, yellow, or green, because it can't be red, because it's right next to it. So I'll choose the yellow, like that. And I'll make this shape yellow. Now, okay, this shape right here, what colors could it possibly be? Well, it's going to have to be blue or green, because it can't be red and yellow. It would be touching both of those, so I'll make that one blue. So the whole idea is to create a design that you like, a design that looks nice, and it's a bit of a game to see if you can do it. You should be able to color any design you come up with in 4 colors and never have the same color touching on 2 shapes that are next to each other. Okay. The best way to do it is to start at one side and move your way across. That's what I have found is the best way to do things. You can try other ways if you want, but see what you can come up with, and we'll see what we get. All right, I am finishing up my design here, and you'll see that using my 4 colors, I was able to color the whole design with no 2 shapes next to each other with the same color. Now, here's a little trick you might want to throw in there too. If your design is basically a fairly simple design like this, you can sometimes do it with 3 colors. It's a little bit harder, but it can be done. But 4 colors should work for any design that you come up with. You should be able to do it in 4 colors. And I'd love it if you can try some and maybe take pictures and send them to me. I would love to see what you're doing. Remember, you can always draw every day, even if you're just sitting down and drawing whatever it is that comes into your mind. that's great too.